Jai Sitaram and Namaste everyone. Join me every Thursday evening at 6:05 p.m. where we sit together like a Hindu family and we do Hawan and we listen to bhajan and a short discourse from Dr. Suraj Ratan Ramachai. Join me every Thursday evening at 6:05. Jai Sitaram. Jai Sitaram and Namaste everyone. Welcome to our Thursday evening Hawan. As we get prepared, these are the materials we need to do our Hawan. We have option 1 and option 2. Option 1 involves no smoke. You will need a Hawan kun, a cotton soaked with ghee inside of your Hawan kun, a bowl with ghee, a spoon, a lota with water, a small fruit, maybe a prune or a raisin, extra cotton, 4 flowers and matches. And that is for option 1 with no smoke. With option 2, which will be a big flame, you will need approximately 4 flowers, a lota with water and spoon, a bowl with ghee and spoon. Our Hawan samagri, you will need white rice, brown sugar, clove, some black till and gugul. You will also need some Hawan sticks. The Hawan sticks, you can either put pitch pine wood or you can use normal mango wood. You would need some cotton, a small prune or raisin, matches and camphor. These are the materials you will need to perform your Thursday evening Hawan. Jai Sitaram and Namaste everyone.
Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Sri Saraswatebhyo Namaha. Om Sri Guru Charana Kamalabhyo Namaha. Gajananam Bhutaganadi Sevitam Kapita Jambu Phalasad Bhakshanam Umasutam Shoka Vinashikarikam Namami Vigneshwar Par Pankajam.
Om Gajananam Bhutaganadi Sevitam Kapita Jambho Phalsad Bhakshanam Umasutam Shoka Vinashikaranam Namami Vigneshwar Par Pankajam.
Om Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantra Murti Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute.
Om Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvat Sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namastute.
Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. Namaste, Sitaram, and a very warm welcome to another edition of the program Dharma Rakshati, creating a sustainable Hinduism, upholding Hindu values and traditions, and spreading the message of this great culture that we call the Hindu culture. This evening, we are once more going to share with you Hawan by Pandit Neil Ramsingh, a couple of bhajans, and tonight I'm going to be sharing with you the first part of a two-part discourse, which is entitled Parental Love and a Child's Response, looking at how Dashrath parented his sons Ram, Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughan. And in next week's edition of the program, we'll look at how Janak and his wife, how they parented Sita. Brothers and sisters, In introducing tonight's topic, I asked the question, what makes children beholden to their parents? What inspires and motivates children to unconditionally love and serve their parents? What causes children to be closely bonded to their parents, to such an extent that they are willing to sacrifice selflessly for the sake of their elders? And the answer comes in one word, prema, love. Prema, love. Where love is given, I tell you, love is received. Where love is given, love is received. And there's a wonderful song with which I would like to begin tonight's discourse. Translated, it says as follows: to relieve yourself of the bundle of sins which you have accumulated as a result of your past actions, you must secure the blessings of your parents. For Matri Devo Bhava, Pitri Devo Bhava. The mother is God and the father is God. So says our Taittiriya Upanishad. On the lap of your mother, you were held as a babe. You both slept and awoke on the shoulders of your father. From his shoulders, you saw the world and its reality as he taught you the lessons of life. Lessons that have served to empower and facilitate your success. The greatest gift of gratitude you can therefore return to your parents is that of unconditional love and service. For your parents' sake, you should sacrifice your own comfort and bear some inconvenience. It is your sacred duty to serve them. Serving them even after they have left this world, it is your duty. For it will mean honoring their memories and upholding the rich spiritual and human values they have taught to you. This is the reverence that parents deserve. No matter how much your parents may be harsh to you, you should never be harsh to your parents. This is the reverence they deserve. This is the true surrender to their feet. And living such a life of devotion and reverence to the parents would result in 4 gifts. The gift of earth, material comforts, the gift of karma, the satisfaction of your desires and the development of your potential, dharma, the gift of living a righteous life, and moksha, freedom from sorrow. And such blessings bestowed upon the devoted child cannot even be taken away by God Himself. May the blessings of your parents, as we start tonight's program, be upon you now and in the future. सज से उतरेंगे गठरी पाप की ले लो दुआएं माँ बाप की ले लो दुआएं माँ बाप की सज से उतरेंगे गठरी पाप की ले लो दुआएं माँ बाप की ले लो दुआएं माँ बाप की कांधे झर के गोद में माँ की आँख खुली जग देखा बाप के कांधे झर के सेवा बड़ी न होगी कोई इन दोनों की सेवा से भर के ले लो दुआएं माँ बाप की ले लो दुआएं माँ बाप की सर से उतरेंगे घटरी पाप की ले लो दुआएं माँ बाप की ले लो दुआएं माँ बाप की सहनामा बाप के खातिर फर्ज तो है एहसान नहीं खातिर फर्ज तो है एहसान नहीं, कर्ज है इनका तेरे सर पर, भिक्षा या कोई दान नहीं। ले लो दुआएं माँ बाप की, ले लो दुआएं माँ बाप की, सर से उतरेगी घटरी पाप की। ले लो दुआएं माँ बाप की, ले लो दुआएं माँ बाप की। पिता के चरण छुए जो, चार धाम तीरथ फल पावे। मात पिता के चरण छुए जो, चार धाम तीरथ फल पावे। जो आशीष ये दिल से दे, भगवान से भी ली ना जाए, भगवान से भी ना जाए। ले लो दुआएं माँ बाप की, ले लो दुआएं माँ बाप की, सर से उतरेगी घटरी पाप की। ले लो दुआएं माँ बाप की, ले लो दुआएं माँ बाप की। So let us look into the pages of the Ramayana to see how two fathers love their children and how their children love them in return. And we shall therefore examine in tonight's edition of Dharma Rakshati, courtesy Sankhya TV, the relationship between Dashrath and his sons Ram, Bharat, Lakshman and Shatrugna. And next week, we shall look at the relationship between Janak and his daughter Sita. Now, the birth of a son was something that Dashrath wanted, and in a former program I told you about the importance of the puja he performed, the yagna he performed, the havan he performed, and of course the fire god Agni brought him the kheer which he distributed. But the birth of the son Ram brought immense joy to Dashrath, as did the birth of his other sons. And Tulsidas tells us, when Dashrath heard of the birth of the son, he was drowned, as it were, in the ecstasy of absorption into Brahma. And with a mind saturated with the highest love and a body trembling with delight, he attempted to rise, while at the same time attempting to compose himself. And in this wonderful verse from the Ramayana, Tulsidas sings, दशरथ पुत्र जन्म सुनी काना, मानहु ब्रह्मानंद समाना। दशरथ पुत्र जन्म सुनी काना, मानहु ब्रह्मानंद समाना। परम प्रेम मन पुलक शरीरा, चाहत ऊधन करत मति धीरा। जय राम श्री राम, जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम। जाकर नाम control himself. He was so excited that his dream of having a successor to his throne was coming alive. And so, as even I tried to get up, he was trying to compose himself because he's so full of ecstasy, He was emotional. The same Lord whose very name is a blessing to hear has come to my house. You see how they welcome a child? Not as a burden, but as a blessing. As a blessing. I remember something, Balu, this is interesting, right? Both my daughter and Anand's daughter, they were born 2 weeks apart. And the first time my mom saw them, right here in Avocat when they came, her first response was, 2 Lakshmi have come to the home. It wasn't about babies, It wasn't about granddaughters, but 2 Lakshmis have come to the home. It's interesting, their vision of what a child is. And if you can treat a child like that, where would the possibilities be for child violence and the abuse of children and what have you? You see the lofty vision of our Hindu tradition, Balu? You see what the vision of our Hindu tradition is? Very, very lofty. It says, the same Lord whose very name is a blessing to hear has come to my house. And as he did so, the thought filled him with joy. And he then summoned the minstrels to play music. Dashrath was happy to be blessed with children. But as a parent, he acted very responsibly with respect to their secular and spiritual development. Tulsidas tells us in this other verse from the Ramayana, very, very beautiful.
आए कुमारा जब ही सब भ्राता दिन जाने ओ गुरा पितु माता गुरु गृह गाए पधन रघुराए अल्प काल विद्या सब आए विद्या विनय निपुणा गुण चेला खेल ही खेल सकल निप लीला बोलो जय
राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम.
Listen to what Dashrath did. Listen to what he did. As soon as the brothers were all grown up, and that is not grown up into the 21 years old, we're talking about under maybe 10. The guru as well as their parents invested them with the Janevu, the sacred thread. Why? Because it was initiation into a very important aspect of their life, which is education. Our Hindu tradition places great emphasis on the education of a child. This is why perhaps, I tell you, that the Hindu schools in Trinidad and the denominational schools totally have the highest levels of success with their children in terms of examination. Because they follow the value of the tradition, which places a high emphasis on personal development. That is what karma means, Karma really means the development of your potential, not just fulfillment of desires, But you want to be the best lawyer, the best singer, the best dancer, you develop your potential. So they invested them with the sacred chair, the Janevu ceremony. And the Lord of the Raghus, Bhagavan Sri Ram, then proceeded to his guru's house, the ashram, to study. And in a short time mastered all the branches of knowledge. The guru didn't come to the palace where they lived in luxury. They went there and lived among all the other children, all the other students, because Dashrath wanted them to experience life as they should experience life. And they became proficient in scholarship and modesty, virtue and decorum, and practiced princely sports. Now that's an important line. I'll tell you why. Success in life is not just about acquiring secular knowledge and learning skills. It is also about character. Character. Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba made a very, very profound statement. He says, there are only 2 gifts you could give to a child. Education and character. Because if the child has education but doesn't have character, the child could misuse the education. And many people misuse their learning in that kind of way. So Dashrath sets a wonderful example for the all-round development of the child. Education and character, again I say, go hand in hand. Education without character can breed arrogance. Education with character, humility. And humility is the way into the hearts of others and God. And in the Ramayana, Sri Ram loudly declared about the kind of person who is dear to him, You remember what he had said to Vibhishan? He said, only a man of pure soul can find me. Because I have an aversion to duplicity, to wiliness, and to censoriousness. Those men who worship my personal form, listen carefully. First he enunciates the qualities he doesn't like. He doesn't like people criticizing others. He doesn't like hypocrisy. He doesn't like cheating, wiliness, and he doesn't like that kind of behavior. But now he says, those men who worship my personal form, right? Murti if you wish, and devote themselves to doing good to others. So it's not just about worshipping the form of God, but doing good to others, who firmly walk the path of righteousness and are steadfast, firm in their faith in me, and who love the feet of the Brahmanas, are dear to me as my own life. By Brahmanas there means teachers, the spiritual ones, the saints. The Lord enunciates the qualities, the character and the practices that cause one to win His grace. And Sri Ram was initiated into the virtues that make for good character. That was one of the foremost things of his father. Dashrath, as a parent, reminds us that it is our parental responsibility to imbue our children with character. And my friends, at a time when so much can happen to our children when they leave the confines of our homes, our parental reach has to be deepened in ways we have never before assumed. Today our children, are open to so many vices, technologically. You don't have control. Sometimes in their rooms they may be doing things. Friends are showing them things and so on. That you have to have a deeper parental reach. And that parental reach has to be enshrined in the values of our tradition. How was this quality of parenting therefore reflected in the life of Sri Ram? Look at what Tulsidas tells us. He says, Bhagavan Sri Ram would call his brothers and playmates. He will take them with him and go out every day to hunt in the woods. And the all-gracious Lord, he would contrive means to delight the people of the city. You see what he has? Goodness of people, doing good to others. He would listen attentively to the recital of the Vedas and Puranas and would himself expound the truths contained in them to his brothers. So he was teaching them all the time. He was developing his spiritual life along with his secular life. And he would do something very special. Very special. And here is what Tulsidas says he did very special.
रात कूल उठी गई रघुनाथा मातु पिता गुरु ना वही माता प्रात काल उठी गई रघुनाथा मातु पिता गुरु ना वही माता आय सुमांगी करही पुर काजा देखी चरित हर से मन राजा जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम
जय जय राम
प्रात काल उठी कई रघुनाथा. Listen to this. Ram, the Lord of the Rahus, the prince, he would get up early in the morning before the sun rose. And after bowing his head to his parents and teachers and taking their permission, he would then busy himself with the affairs of the city. The king was glad at heart to see his way of life. So you see what he was doing is having Ram develop from a prince to become a king. But he was not going to just give him the kingship. He was teaching him how to be responsible. We have a wonderful insight here, Pandit Neil, into the lifestyle of Sri Ram. He was a responsible child. continue to educate himself along spiritual lines, but taking responsibility for advancing not only his spiritual development but that of his brothers. He was also discoursing to them. I want to say to you, sometimes it takes the vision of one member of a family to shape the future of the family. And sometimes it takes the actions of one member of a family to debase the whole family. For not only this generation, but for many generations to come. And the brothers and sisters, this is how Ram demonstrated initiative with respect to state matters. Great respect for elders, great respect for the community, his actions bringing delight to everyone. He revered, he respected his parents, and none of this would have been possible if Dashrath had not parented him properly. But even as Dashrath educated Sri Ram and imparted rich values, Dashrath by his own actions taught Ram the value and the importance of love. And that's why Sri Ram could have said to Shabari, I recognize no relationship except that of love. Had he not been taught that by his father, he wouldn't be able to say to Shabari. And how did Dashrath love his sons? When we meet on the next occasion, we'll speak about Dashrath and how he loved his sons. But you are seeing tonight how Dashrath promoted his children in terms of their personal development, their character, their education, and most of all, the values which in the future made Ram make decisions that were in the interests of all. You are viewing Dharma Rakshati here on Sankhya TV, the first Hindu station, and we thank Sankhya TV for the opportunity to share these discourses and bhajans with you. Pandit Neil will now conduct, of course, the Havan, and as I said in an earlier program, you would have had the benefit of seeing what the ingredients necessary are, and as well you will be seeing the mantras that are to be chanted.
Come to Prem Singh's Puja Bhavan. Visit us at the corner of Watt Street, Kirep, or at St. Ives Street, Shagwanas, opposite the Charleville taxi stand, or call 663-6084. Prem Singh's Puja Bhavan. It's a family tradition, serving the nation and Dharma.
Jai Sri Ram and Namaste everyone. Welcome to our Thursday evening Havan. As we get prepared, we would by now arrange all of our material to do our Havan. First, we take the lota with water and we wash our hands. Om Apavitya Pavitra, Om Apavitya Pavitra, Om Apavitya Pavitra. Then you sip water. After washing our hands 3 times, we sip water 3 times. Om Ragaya Namaha, Om Keshavaya Namaha, Om Madhavaya Namaha. Then you wash your hands 3 times again. Om Apavitya Pavitra, Om Apavitya Pavitra, Om Apavitya Pavitra. After doing this, we now take a flower and pray to Ganeshji. Ganesh, we pray to Ganeshji. In all our endeavors, we pray to Ganeshji first. We meditate on Sri Ganesh. Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Sri Saraswatye Namaha. Om Sri Guru Charana Kamale Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samakprabha Nirviganam Kurume Deva Sarvakayeshu Sarvada. Om Haram Dhamma Pada Brahma Parisham Paramadbhutam Vigana Niganakaram Shantam Pushtan Kantanamantakam Surasurenai Siddhenai Sugansau Meet Parat Param Suraparamadinesam cha Ganeshaya Amangalam. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. You take your flowers and put it below your Havan cone. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Take a next flower and meditate on Agindev. Om Avahetam Purusham Mahatam Surakutanatam Sri Agindevta Swaha Devi Avahanam Karishe. Om Sri Agindevta Asanam Samarpayami. And then bow. Our next step, if you are using your option 1, which involves no smoke, you light the wick. Make sure the top is soaked with ghee. If you are using your big Havan cone, you take your camphor, take 1 block or half block, whatever you have. And light your Havan cone. Put in your camphor below of the sticks. So after lighting your Havan cone or lighting your batti, the next option would be to pass water around your Havan cone and offer onto the flower. Om Sarva Papa Haridhivyam Gangeyam Alam Jalam Achmanyam Grihana Parameshwara Sri Agindevta Swaha Devi Achmanyam Pratigartam. And then bow. Om Sri Agindevta Achmanyam Pratigartam. Our next step, we take our samagri. If you are using option 2, you take your ghee and empty it into your entire samagri. You can also use only ghee with the Havan sticks. Next step, we take our hands and mix the entire samagri together to get approximately 40 Havan offerings, followed to Swaha Devi. After completely mixing, now we prepare to do our Havan offerings. We have 5 offerings to Gayatri. We pray. Om Bhura Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhura Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhura Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhura Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhura Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat Swaha. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namah Swaha. Om Gauri Narayanaya Swaha. Om Prithvi Divyai Namah Swaha. Om Kalsa Devtaya Namah Swaha. Om Adityadi Navgraha Devta Shanti Swaha. Om Surya Narayan Swami Swaha. Om Chandama Devtaya Namah Swaha. Om Mangalaya Namah Swaha. Om Buddha Devaya Namah Swaha. Om Guru Devtaya Namah Swaha. Om Shukra Devaya Namah Swaha. Om Shani Devaya Namah Swaha. Om Rahu Namah Swaha. Sri Ketu Namah Swaha. Om Graha Shanti Namah Swaha. Om Namo Narayanaya Swaha. Om Shivat Panchadevtabhyo Namah Swaha. Om Ekadandaya Namah Swaha. Om Vakratundaya Namah Swaha. Om Balachandaya Namah Swaha. Om Krishna Pingalaksha Namah Swaha. Om Hirambaya Namah Swaha. Om Vastu Mandala Devtaya Namah Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Swaha. Om Gaumataya Namah Swaha. Om Krishnaya Namah Swaha. Om Radharanyaya Namah Swaha. Om Namo Narayanaya Swaha. Om Satyanarayan Swamiye Namah Swaha. Mahalakshmi Divyai Namah Swaha. Om Ramaya Namah Swaha. Om Sri Sitaya Namah Swaha. Om Sri Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Tarambakeshwaraya Namah Swaha. Om Uma Maheshwaraya Namah Swaha. Om Dumdurga Divyai Namah Swaha. Om Parvati Shankaraya Namah Swaha. Om Kubir Devtaya Namah Swaha. Om Sarvabhyo Devebhyo Namah Swaha. Om Sarvabhyo Devebhyo Namah Swaha. Om Mata Pitti Kulpitti Charnakamale Namah Swaha. Om Pita Kulpitti Charnakamale Namah Swaha. Om Guru Kulpitti Charnakamale Namah Swaha. Om Sarva Rishi Kulpitti Charnakamale Namah Swaha. Om Sarva Devi Sarva Devta. Om Sarva Pitti Devtaya Namah Swaha. Om Sarva Devi Sarva Devta Bhumandala Devtaya Namah Swaha. And you take the remaining offerings with your small fruit, with your cotton, and you offer the remaining to the fire. You could use any simple mantra you would like for this, or you could follow with me. Om Sarve Purnagum Swaha, and offer all the remainders into the Havan with your cotton on top. Then take your water, pass it 3 times around the Havan cone onto your flower. Om Sarva Papa Hadidivyam Gangeyam Malam Jalam Achmanyam Grihana Parameshwaraha. Om Sarva Papa Hadidivyam Gangeyam Malam Jalam Achmanyam Grihana Parameshwaraha. Then take a flower and fan the fire in all the directions. Om Vanaspati Dasudbhute Gannanivyo Ghandotamam Harga Sarva Devanam Dupoyam Pratigaratam. Om Rim Sim Shri Agin Devta Swaha Devi Avahanam Karishe. You can then wash your hands and then take blessings from the Havan. Om Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu Mangalam Garuradbaja Mangalam Pundari Kaksha Mangalaya Tanuhari. Bolo Sri Agin Devta Ki Jai. Our next step we will have a thali prepared with our diya, and we now perform arti. Arti we perform to our Havan and then take the arti to our homes and perform arti to our elders.
Narayana Narayana Om Satya
Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Om Jai Sadguru Deva Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om
सतगुरु साई नमस्ते। जय शिव मंगल आरती। सत्यं शिवं सुंदरं सतगुरु साई नमस्ते। जय शिव मंगल आरती। श्री मधुसूदन सुब्रह्मण्यम वृंदावन मथुराधिपते। श्री मधुसूदन सुब्रह्मण्यम वृंदावन मथुराधिपते। जय शिव मंगल आरती। जय शिव मंगल आरती। जय शिव मंगल आरती। जय जय शिव मंगल आरती। सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम षण्मुखनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम
सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम शंभुकनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम
सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम षण्मुखनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम
सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम शंभुकनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम।
शिव 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 सुब्रह्मण्यम हर 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 सुब्रह्मण्यम।
शिव 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 सुब्रह्मण्यम हर 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 सुब्रह्मण्यम।
शिव शिव हर हर सुब्रह्मण्यम हर हर शिव शिव सुब्रह्मण्यम।
शिव शिव हर हर सुब्रह्मण्यम हर हर शिव शिव सुब्रह्मण्यम।
सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम षण्मुखनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम।
सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम शंभुकनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम।
सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम षण्मुखनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम।
सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम शंभुकनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम।
सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम षण्मुखनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम।
सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम शंभुकनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम।
After returning, we now come back and make closing prayer. Take a flower and meditate on the Supreme Being. Om mantrahinam kriyahinam bhaktihinam janardana yata pujatam mayareva paripurnam tarasya me. We join in one voice. Tvamiva mata chapita Tvamiva bandhu chasaka Tvamiva vidya dravinam Tvamiva sarvam mama deva deva. Om asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om shanti 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 Om. Bolo Sri Gajanan Swami ki jai, Umapati Mahadev ki jai, Pavanaputra Hanuman ki jai, Siyavara Ramachandra ki jai, Bolo Bhai Sabasankara ki jai, Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai, Bolo Satya Sanatan Dharma ki jai. Jai Jai Sitaram everyone. God bless you, be safe, and I wish God's richest blessings to each and everyone here. Jai Sitaram.
But now I invite my brother Balrup to share with us a concluding bhajan.
Raja Ram chale banwan, Raja Ram chale banwan. Ye kaisa nyaya kiya Bhagwan, ye kaisa nyaya kiya Bhagwan. ये कैसा न्याय किया भगवन, ये कैसा न्याय किया भगवन। राजा राम चले बनवास,
राजा राम चले बनवास।
अंधेरा छाया है,
प्रभु की कैसी माया है। कोई रोए कोई पट पाए, साथ किया लक्ष्मण भी जाए। राजा राम चले बनवास,
राजा राम चले बनवास।
ये कैसा न्याय किया भगवन, ये कैसा न्याय किया भगवन,
ये कैसा न्याय किया भगवन, ये कैसा न्याय किया भगवन।
राजा राम चले बनवास,
राजा राम चले बनवास।
राज सिंहासन अयोध्या के छोरा, ममता के भी नाता तोड़ा। पिता वचन पालन कर ले दो, राम बनाए घर जंगल को। राजा राम चले बनवास,
राजा राम चले बनवास।
ये कैसा न्याय किया भगवन, ये कैसा न्याय किया भगवन,
ये कैसा न्याय किया भगवन, ये कैसा न्याय किया भगवन।
राजा राम चले बनवास,
राजा राम चले बनवास।
आ आ जब जब मनुष्य दे अपनाया, तब तब प्रभु ने दुख ही पाया। सुख शांति वैभव को सच कर, तब करने को चले सियावर। राजा राम चले बनवास,
राजा राम चले बनवास।
ये कैसा न्याय किया भगवन, ये कैसा न्याय किया भगवन,
ये कैसा न्याय किया भगवन, ये कैसा न्याय किया भगवन।
राजा राम चले बनवास,
राजा राम चले बनवास।
राजा दशरथ मन में रोए, माता असवन आंख के रोए। भाई भरत अनजान रहे, कौन रहे तब मौन रहे। राजा राम चले बनवास,
राजा राम चले बनवास।
ये कैसा न्याय किया भगवन, ये कैसा न्याय किया भगवन।
कैसा न्याय किया भगवन, ये कैसा न्याय किया भगवन।
राजा राम चले बनवास,
राजा राम चले बनवास।
ओ राजा राम चले बनवास,
राजा राम चले बनवास।
Thank you most sincerely for sharing your space with us this evening, and thanks to Sankhya TV and the management and staff for their patience in recording these programs and sharing it on their television station. May God bless them all, and may God bless us all this evening as we come to a conclusion of Dharma Rakshati.